everyone, welcome back to the Lord of the Rings Online, the SLOTRO 2 edition. It has been a little while, hasn't it? This is Nomadan here, as always, happy to help and happy to see y'all. Say hello to everyone, Nomadan. Indeed, we were over here just behind the Thornley farmhouse. Had talked to Rose Thornley and finished up the quest with her husband, and we saw there a couple of quests back here as well. A couple of the farmhands are worried about bears and boars and wolves. Oh my. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going out here in the fields and killing some of those. I think we've got, what, 12 of each to kill. 12 boars to kill, 12 bears to kill, 12 wolves to kill. And then we have a quest to go for our ranger friend over there. What was his name? Starts with an A. I can't remember. Andreg. I kept trying to say Angmar. Andreg over there. When we were over in Kirith, what's its name? Kirith Newell? What's that the name of it? Does it even say here? Kirith Newer. Wow, I can't believe I remembered that. When we were over here in Kirith Newer, he had set us to... Let's turn that on since we so rarely do. He has since set us to go and see if we can go into that cave, because he says that Bill Ferny and his friends are setting up a dangerous alliance between the orcs. Between the orcs, the Breland Brigands, and the people from the south who have come into this area. So we've got to go in and see if we can disrupt that. Won't be hard to do. We've done it before. It's a bit of a cave to follow our way down into. And as I said, I believe in the distant past, it was a case of it being a fellowship quest. You know how I said that it's the way these quests in this game and so many other games for a long time used to go, that it was a situation where you would get a solo or small group quest, and you'd get a solo or small group quest, and you'd get a solo or small group quest, and then the final one in the series would be a big old fellowship quest that you'd have to group up with a whole bunch of other players for, you know. Fortunately, that has been, I'd say, done away with, so it allows those of us who have to pretty much play by ourselves, because we are on odd times, and playing at odd times and at long intervals sometimes makes it a lot easier for us to get around with things here. Not that I wouldn't want to. It would be nice to play with, let's use Passage of Nature. I know there's a thing with it where you got to use it X number of times, you know? Yep, that's the one. You got to use it X number of times, so we should use it a whole hell of a lot more than we actually do. Not that I wouldn't want to, you know, fellowship up and play in groups and stuff like that. It would be nice to. It's just that it's so difficult, as I said, with my particular circumstances of never knowing when I'm actually going to be on and for how long. But there you go. For instance, the fact that it's taken so long to get back in here. Reset there, doesn't it? Alright, so this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to continue. It's been about 5 minutes of hunting down these things, and it's probably going to be about another 10 or 15 minutes of hunting to get rid of all of them. So that's what we're going to be up to here. Let's continue barraging him on down. There we go. Alright. So I will see you after we knock all these out, and then I'm figuring we'll probably get over there to that cave and be able to take care of it. So we'll see. We're taking out our last volunteer here. There we are, all 12 of 12. Let's see if we can head on back over to the Thornley farm now. We should be able to turn all 3 of those in. And as I said, then we can wander over to Cirith Nur and see if we can find the cave and end Bill Ferny's attempt at aligning the orcs of the north and the men from the south. We've done it several times, so it shouldn't be too hard. I think I've done it 3 times now, so this will be the 4th time that we will be able to end his foul plans. Ray, have you got one of these? Bears craving honey.
Greetings.
You did well, and I did make a promise to offer you pay, but I cannot say I'm willing to bring the horses here yet. Look around you, see them out there. Bears. I truly think they are the greatest threat we face here in Breland. Surely I do. I thought we had finished that. Oh, we did. Ah, you're just saying even though I've killed bears, that you're still worried about the bears. That's fine. Nate, which one were you after?
How can I be of service?
The boars, the wolves? It's good to know that the number of wolves has been reduced. Still, these hills seem to be crawling with wildlife, not usually seen this close to inhabited land. There must be something that has them all spooked. Indeed, there must. And Ham. How are you doing, Ham?
What do you need?
Good. With fewer boars milling about, there will be more opportunity to feed the animals that will move on to the work site soon. Okay. I think we have finally worked our way through all the quests here at Thornley's. I'm going to see the vendor here right quick. Get rid of some of the loot we're carrying around. And I will see you whenever we are over there at Cirith Nur approaching the cave. I've returned. We are here right at the edge of Cirith Nur. In fact, off on the hill overlooking the encampment. We're going to sneak in the side of it so that we don't have to deal with the archers at the gates. We said we've mentioned before, very poor security here at the orc encampment. That's alright. I think we'll have to fight our way through this one blade, I'm thinking. But yeah, we'll get on over there. I just want to apologize to folks. I know I've gotten an awful lot of people reading and commenting. Completed Orc Slayer. Okay, let's look at that. Orc Slayer Advanced. Title awarded, Defender of Breland. You have proven your mettle against the orcs who have invaded northern Breland. Alright. Deed completed. We got SLOTRO points. How many? 5 SLOTRO points. Deed completed. A company of orcs has passed into Breland from the North Downs, ravaging the countryside and razing farms. The advance of orcs out of the north must be brought to a halt. You have proven your mettle against the orcs who have invaded northern Breland. And what has been bestowed? Orc Slayer Advanced. So, we have got to kill 60 more orcs. Shouldn't be too difficult a task to do here in Breland. They seem to be rather overrun at the moment. And we're going to just run on into this cave. You have located the cave, indeed. Enter the cave, indeed. Because they won't follow you. It's kind of like
After learning of a plot by Sharky's men to forge an alliance with the orcs encroaching into the northern Breefields, the ranger Saradan sets into motion a plan to break the alliance before it can be established.
As you see, it's giving us the anti-exploit because they were targeted on us as we were running into the cave. Used to be a thing in EverQuest we probably brought up before in other characters about how, you had trained a zone. If you were being trained by a whole bunch of mobs, you'd run to the zone line because they wouldn't travel from zone to zone. And this is one of the few places where that still happens now. You can, if you're being tackled by too many orcs or too many creatures on your case, well, just head for a cave or something. Once you zone into it, they leave you alone. One of the few places in the game that still happens. Okay, happy to help. So we have got to defeat the Tarkrip Chieftain and the Brigand. Here in the defeat brigands. 8 brigands in the cave here. Although what Brigand Cave is doing in the back of a orc encampment is an interesting question, is it not? Got our first one coming up here. Let's go ahead and... son of a bee. Get on up here. There you go. And down you are. All right. Whoop. Okay, we can use up the final 2 rounds on you then. There should be another one. Boom. Boom. I figured it'd take about half her points off. That's where it seemed to have been doing out there against the bears and the boars and all. Now, let's see if we can figure out where we are going. This reminds me of I'm still working on the Znootar, and that brings up a issue as well. Still working on the Znootar and seeing if I can get it completed. I've made well over 100 tiles on it so far. Now remember, that's the project for the awful green things from outer space, where I'm currently building the ship with a combination of 3D printed tiles from the Dragon Lock, the Fat Dragon Games, spaceship tiles, and the ones from Aether Studios, who produced the Dragon Bite series of spaceship tiles. And having a good time doing that. It reminds me, because I'm making that, I look at all the rocks and the carts and the barrels and crates and all, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I've done a number of pieces, like I said, about 100 pieces so far. Interesting. Is that a chicken coop? They got a chicken coop in here? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? I've printed about 100 tiles, and I've gotten several of the rooms done, and I'm also currently working through, I've got some scatter being printed right now. Crates and items like that, to computer terminals that are, sit down. They're not connected to anything, but they're scatter. You set them down in the thing to help it have a more lived-in look, Let's see. There we go. And now take you out. Nice. Okay, got our brigands done. But that kind of goes along with the whole issue that I'm having with time and all that. I do want to apologize. As I said, I've had an awful lot of comments, especially you, Phil. You have been going quite above and beyond. You've asked me questions about videos I haven't looked at in years. I'm going to have to go back and take a look at them so I can answer your questions and all. But, yeah, it's like, as you see, oh yes, Sharky will protect you from the Iron Crown. Have no fear of that. Remember, you've been cut off. Angmar doesn't care what happens to you, but Sharky's men can help you. Right, let's try this again. You orcs will get half. Half! We'll give you half of the loot that we take. You will be given white hand gear and all the food you want. The farmers here are feeding us if they don't want their farms burned. Oh yes, Sharky will protect you from the Iron Crown. Have no fear of that. So are we looping back through the conversation? Yeah, you've been cut off. Angmar doesn't care what happens to you. Let's see if it loops back into talking about how you'll be fed. An interesting sarcophagus. While we're waiting for that to loop. But yeah, I mean, you're looking at videos I have not looked at in years. You're looking at a series that I hope to get back to one day and etc. Yeah, I remember this. I remember this when I did it back on Glenora all that time ago. You had Bill Ferny, you had the chieftain, and then there were a couple of brigands and a couple of other orcs here. So yeah, that's how I said it was definitely a fellowship quest back in that day. So can I target Bill Ferny? Can I target you? Nope. Let's see if I can just target you then. Alrighty. Surprised that they didn't just decide to attack there. Didn't say something. What the? Intruders! This will be your first test, chieftain. I'll talk to you again after you've dealt with these fools. Well, yeah, there you go. I guess they dealt with the fools, didn't they? Now, can we get out of here without having to go all the way back around? And is this going to drop us back into Cirith Nur? So we're going to have to run. Yep, it dropped us right back into Cirith Nur. Let's see if it got a couple of seconds to get away from the entrance there anyway. Are all the orcs gone? Nope. Nope, not all the orcs. But they didn't spawn in. They were slow enough in spawning in that we were able to get past the two right there at the entrance anyway. Okay, so we are going back to Andrag now. I think that was the... name of the ranger. Let's report back to him. Yep, there it is at the old Greenway Fort. So yeah, I am definitely trying. I'm embarrassed and ashamed and feel disappointed in myself that I haven't been able to get back and answer your comments, because there's been a lot of them. Letting you know that yes, I am going to work on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and hospital, as you imagine, in the virus state right now, we are busy. And I'm staying real busy with that. I'm working like 14 and 15 hour days, and then whenever I am having a day off, I'm either sleeping or I'm working over at my wife's house, and I'm afraid that's probably going to continue going on until fall gets here and we can finally take a little bit of a break. You know, it's a situation where when she was working, we didn't worry with the yard too much, so it's kind of had not had anything done with it. So now that she's retired, took her early retirement, she's wanting to fancy the place up and all, and I totally understand that, but there's a lot of work to do. Excuse me. That was a lot of work to do, just getting it back to kind of a neutral state. Now that we're there, I got more work to do getting it back to looking good and prettifying it up. And of course the stuff with the dog. So there's a lot of time. I mean, I've got hours and hours of Brocraft. Our new world that we started in Brocraft, there are hours and hours and hours of it that I haven't watched and edited. There are still hours of the trucking video where I was doing the bridge building that haven't been edited yet. And then on top of it, you add in finding time to play this, which is one of my favorite games ever, of course. I mean, I wouldn't have 4 or 5 characters going in it if it wasn't one of my favorite games. So yeah, finding time to play this and then edit it, there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So But I think in the next day, that may be what I do tomorrow morning. See if I can do a State of the Channel. I haven't done one of those in a long time. We'll do a State of the Channel and talk about what's going on. So, let's talk to Andrag here.
How can I be of service?
Ferny escaped. That does not bode well, but still things could be worse. Given that the orcs will no longer pose a threat to Breland, we have succeeded here. We will turn our attention toward watching Ferny and his associates at once. Well done. So we got Saradan's Great Axe, which we can't use. We got Golang. Ooh, yeah, I think Golang's going to be the one that we're going to go on. Saradan's Trousers. That's a nice upgrade. Woodsman's Shoulder Pads. Wow, all of them are good. All of them are good, but I think Golang... I think we're going to go with Golang because, you know, as the saying goes, the best defense is a good offense. And I'm really thinking to replace Bracegirdle's Dirk here. All right, Andre.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Got another quest level 19, so we won't be upgrading yet. While we did not capture Ferny, we did stop the threat for the moment. This will please Saradan, and we should make haste to inform him of this success. Return to his cottage south along the greenway on the east side of the road, and tell him what you've accomplished. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. I mean, heck, why not?
What can I do for you?
Okay, tell him what you've accomplished. Let's go ahead and talk to Saradan. This episode runs a little bit longer than the way we've been running. That's fine, seeing as... Oh, and that's the other thing. I'm going to try... I have been there for a while trying to get up a Nomadan, trying to get up a Narwane, and a Narlo video every week. Try to get one of each of them up every week. That is currently not a realistic goal. As I said, with most of my time, free time being eaten up, either spending time with the wife and the dog or working at the wife's house. Excuse me. I was out of coffee, so I actually had to leave and go to the convenience store and buy me some convenience store coffee here. I'm doing a Ray. If there was a meme that went around for a while there on Facebook that was about I think it was taken from Twitter. It was a meme where it said how the different people drink their coffee. Different Star Wars characters drank their coffee, and one of them was, for instance, Darth Vader, and they had Darth Vader with a Mr. Coffee with the things on the front, and it was all black and silver and red, and it looked like his armor. And he said because being color coordinated was very important. But they talked to Ray, and it said Ray only drinks hazelnut flavored coffee bought from convenience stores and doesn't understand why everyone's making such a big deal about it. Well, there you go. I'm drinking hazelnut coffee from Racetrack right now because I had the embarrassing situation of being totally out of coffee. But to get back to where we were, yeah, I would definitely be getting up one Lotro video a week. I'm going to try to make it 2 Lotro videos a week. But I would definitely be getting one up a week. I think currently, as busy as I am, that is going to be the best I can hope for. Best I can guarantee. I can hope for more, but the best I can guarantee. And I would definitely be spending any of the rest of the time I have trying to answer some of these questions and comments coming in. So, there you go. Let's talk word to the south. While catching the coward Ferny and presenting him to Grimbrier would have established greater acceptance between us, I am pleased to know that the orcs have been stifled for the moment. Still, we cannot be certain that we have stopped their efforts altogether, and I must ask you to continue your efforts for the moment. And you got another one for us. Hingstacer Farm.
What can I do for you?
Level 20. Alright, so now we're going to take a look around, see where any more level 19s are, if there are any more level 19s, and then we will level, if not, we will level up to level 20 on our first quest or two next time we join you. I must send you next to the northeast to speak with the owner of Hingstacer Farm. Recent events surrounding the farm have reached my ears and speak of a dwarf who've come under attack by orcs while looking for assistance from the farmhands. If you're willing, head northeast and speak with Eogar, the owner of the farm. I am willing. I am willing. Yes, indeed. In fact, let's go ahead while we are doing this. And let's pull up, take a look at our level 19. Yep, we got a couple in the Barrow Downs that we still need to work on. Where are we at on the epic line? That's still level 21. Destination Lonelands. So we need to hit Destination Lonelands, do these two in the Barrow Downs, and then we can level up after that. I think we will have completed all the level 20 quests, level 19 quests. All right, folks, there you go. Bit of an episode here. Good to have you along. As I say, I apologize for not getting more up and not getting to the comments. I am definitely going to start knocking out comments. Working on that. I do appreciate them. I do read them and look at them. I just haven't had a chance to type back answers other than thanks, that kind of thing. And as I said, some of the questions that you've been putting up, Phil, are about videos that I haven't seen in probably half a decade. So I'm going to have to take a look at those again, which is good because it means that I'm going to be able to go back and look at some of the history. That's the whole reason why I started this in the first place. Part of the reason, the first reason is because I got started doing Minecraft and being able to show my brothers what kind of stuff I was doing in Minecraft whenever we were first starting in Minecraft and we're sending screenshots to each other. Look at the neat thing I built. Look at the neat thing I built. That kind of stuff. And then it turned into just being a record, of my gaming history and what kind of stuff have happened and my thoughts at the time and events going on. Because, as I've said, the one thing that I wish there had been YouTube back when I was playing EverQuest. There's so much stuff, so many fun times I had with my friends playing EverQuest, and so many just remarkable things that we got up to and did. That a group as small as ours really shouldn't have been able to accomplish. That I wish we had records of, but there you go. I thank you for coming. Nomadan thanks you too. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.